Good morning. Welcome to our first live. It is very morning here in the Blue Mountains in Australia, and I thought I would hop on and wrap up this series that we've just done on the. I thought I would just wrap up this series that we've done while we were in Barcelona and on our 7-night med cruise. Respond live to some of the comments and questions that have come through as the series has progressed. February feels like it was a long time ago, but the memories will live live forever. Sorry about the ums. So yeah, in today's video, that is Arwen coming into my office. She's in a fidgety mood today. She's been coming in and out all morning, so I'm sorry if she's a bit annoying. She's decided today is a good day to do that. If you don't know me, I'm Karen. I'm obviously the wife part of Sapphire Blue Travel Explores. Phil is on his way to work right now. He's on a plane. I didn't plan this very well, did I? But this is where the schedule fell for us to do the live so that we can keep progressing through other things. So, honey, we're going to miss you being part of the live. Stay safe, and I'm sure you'll watch the replay. And anyone else watching the replay, a warm hello to you as well. So, what have I got in store for this very first live from Sapphire Blue Travel? We're going to wrap up that cruise and time in Barcelona, as I said, give some points and lessons that we've learned along the way. I'm even going to share a few comments that either made me giggle, give a bit of an insight into behind the scenes, and just acknowledge a couple of you top commenters who mean a lot to me. Here at Sapphire Blue, we're trying to build a community, not just a YouTube channel for the sake of a YouTube channel. We want to encourage people to travel their way and inspire people maybe to seek the world in a relaxed way that suits us of the older generation. After I finish that, we're going to give you a quick introduction into what's coming next. And later in the video, I want to share with you something that I've been working on actually for years and have only just hit publish on it. So I'm going to share that with you later in the video, and I've got a full video of that one coming later on. Yes, so hello to those people who have joined me today. It is really, really exciting, and I am a little bit nervous. So if I stutter or if I say something too much, I'm very, very sorry ahead of time. Let's move into our time in Barcelona. So the premise of this trip was that really the thing that started this trip was Phil's got a hey, Phil's in the chat. Phil got platinum on Qantas, and we wanted to try out all of the perks that come with platinum because we were pretty sure that we wouldn't hold it for another year. So we decided to squeeze in another trip to Europe. Come on, you know me. Any trip to Europe is a good trip to Europe. So we decided to take this trip to Europe. So I've wanted to do a European cruise for a long time. We actually had one booked in 2020. I'm sure everybody knows why that one got cancelled. And so we've had it on the back burner for a while. I said, okay, let's do a cruise. We've wanted to try MSC, and World Europa happened to be launched not long before we did it. So we decided that that was the way to go. So we went to Barcelona. We don't like getting to a cruise port unless it's Sydney on the day of embarkation. And so we went a little bit earlier to spend a couple of days. We don't tend to like going to Europe for less than 14 days. Flying from Australia, it is a long way. And so we spent a couple of days pre-cruise in Barcelona, gave ourselves time to get over jet lag and see a few things. And then we spent some time post. And then we had a 7-night cruise. But let's look at some of the highlights from our time in Barcelona. Somehow I got the planning right, and we had a really good schedule. We went from we just seemed to get it relaxed. One of the things that I really concentrated hard on in the planning for Barcelona was staying in neighborhoods and looking at a neighborhood at a time so that we weren't jetting all over the city every day, but we could just get to one location or one area and just have to navigate that. And it made it a really relaxed time in Barcelona. The day that we arrived, we actually got hit the hardest I think we've ever been hit with jet lag in the afternoon and ended up forfeiting our plans because neither of us could even think straight. But that was okay. And it was also a different flight time. We've never done a flight where we've arrived like midday or early afternoon like we did on this flight. Sorry, do have notes here. One of the things that really made me giggle early on in the series was when I did the Ashombla series video. There's a whole playlist down in the if you've missed the full trip, I've got the whole playlist down there, and of course there's individual videos of all of this on the channel. When we did the Ashombla area, we went to Casamile, which is one of Gaudi's buildings, also known as La Pedra, and a local Caraparassolate, I know I've got that completely wrong, was telling a story how, we often comment on the uniqueness of the buildings that Gaudi built, but she gave us a comment that I quite giggled at from the owner's point of view, from Mrs. Mila, I guess. She looked at Gaudi when she looked at the dining room or lounge room and went, "Where am I gonna put my piano? There's not a straight wall." And he just looked at her and went, "Should have learned the violin then, shouldn't you?" Something along those lines. I thought that was pretty cool, whether that's folklore or real. I thought that was pretty good. So thank you for sharing that. These little highlights make the trip, make what I find in the comments really funny. Moving on to our cruise, we had a 7-night cruise on the MSC World Europa. It is a massive ship, and we were quite nervous about how we would feel about that, but it went really well. It's a great ship. It's a lovely ship. As I said, it's a new ship. The staff are all fabulous. We went in February, so that may have affected how busy the ship felt, but we could always find somewhere to relax. That wasn't just our room, and it was a really pleasant place to be. So that was really good, and we really, really enjoyed that. As you know from the previous port, we did have a couple of favourite ports, and you guys all agree with us that if you were planning an itinerary that you would pick somewhere like Valletta, Malta as a key place to have. And that was the whole reason I picked that itinerary, was because I wanted to go to Malta. We were actually booked onto a cruise in Malta with friends, 2015 or 16, I think, but we ended up cancelling that because back then the priority was Ephesus, and there was a bit of strife over there, and Ephesus got taken off it, and it was also probably just a little bit more expensive than what we could afford at the time. So we did a land tour and fell in love with Bavaria, actually, in Austria, for that trip instead. Civitavecchia was a real surprise of a port. I didn't think that we would get so surprised with it. I thought it would be a bit of a nothing day, but it was actually, every port was quite unique in its own way, as you would expect, but also quite, what's the word? It held your interest and there was lots to see. So don't discount. I sort of was thinking, oh, these are all lesser ports, it'll be a boring cruise. Don't discount the ports. If one thing I learned, the lesser ports are amazing. Looking at some of the behind the scenes stuff that happened, Anita from I'm a Dutch Kiwi, a great channel if you want to see another person traveling and showing the world their way. Check out her channel. She was commenting when we went through the Sagrada Familia. No, it was Casabalto. How she was looking at it and going, "How do you do the?" Like, it must have been hard to film and hold because we had an audio to a audio guide thing as well. She said, "It must have been so hard to do both," and it was a little bit tricky at times. You sort of, but thankfully, our trusty Action is a great camera for that because it does have such a small handle and it's got rock steady in it and all of that, so that makes that a little bit easier. But one thing that did happen while we were in Genoa, my receiver for our microphone fell off the Action, and we thought we'd lost it. 3 days later, I found it hiding in a corner of my handbag, so that was a moment, but oh my goodness, it caused us a bit of stress. We were like, "Oh, we're gonna finally have to um, make a claim," but we didn't have to, so that was a good thing. But, always check those corners. I thought I'd emptied my bag out a couple of times, but obviously not well enough. Where are you guys from? Have you got any trips planned? Let us know in the chat where you are planning on going or where you would love to go if you could go anywhere in the world. We love hearing from you guys. As I said, for anyone, I'm Karen, if you've just joined us, and Phil, my other half, is sitting on a plane about to go up to work for the week. So have a safe travel. He was in the chat for a little while, but the plane may have taken off by now. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got coming up in the future. So we'll probably I've excuse me. I've got a couple of videos coming up over the next couple of days for Prime Day. Oh, just about to take off, honey. Travel safe. Love you. Talk to you later. Yeah, we've got a couple of videos for Prime Day and a launch video for what I'm going to share later that will explain my little creation to you guys. But the next series that we've got is a series that we did to the Hunter Valley a couple of weeks ago. The Hunter Valley, for anyone who's not in Australia or who doesn't know, is a wine region in Australia. It's one of our more famous and popular wine regions. It was a return visit. We think it's been over 25 years since we'd been up there for a weekend. So it was a really lovely weekend, and we can't wait to start sharing that with you. So that'll be about a 5 video series, I think, at this point. Yeah, and then the series after that will be the introduction of a really big part of our Aussie travel side. So we can't wait to show you that, but we're going to hold that one a little bit closer to our chest. Some of you who know us may have guessed what it is. But yeah, we're going to look forward to showing you Australia in a revived way for us. So that'll be really, really exciting. Have any of you got a wine region near you that you love going to? What's your favourite type of wine? We would love to hear about that in the comments or the live chat. And yeah, we're always looking for recommendations of things like that. Okay, sorry, I'm reading my notes. I'm a little bit nervous. I said I would announce something really, really exciting for you guys. Over the last couple of years, I have published a couple of reflective journals and Bible study journals and all of that sort of thing. But I have recently released this, Our Travel Journeys. It is a companion memory keeping trip planner. So it's not just a journal where, yes, there is space to track your daily journal and all of that, but it's also got a a planning section as well that sort of looks at some of the ways that I plan videos, some of the ways that I plan our trips, some of the things that we keep in mind to help build our relationship while we're doing that. And then at the end, which is something I've never seen before, we have a packing lessons reflection type thing. So for this, you can look at what you've packed, what you didn't pack. As many of you may have known, we try to pack light. And yeah, so that video that will explain that more will come out in the next couple of days. And we're really, really excited about that. That's available down in the comments, down in the description below. And it comes through Amazon self-publishing. So that is really, really exciting. It's really a labor of love, this book. And we'll have some blogs coming out in the next couple of weeks and months that will companion this. And we hope that it blesses other people to help them travel their way and see the world their way. I want to take a moment to acknowledge the fact that we recently passed 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. This has been a really, really long journey. And for anyone who has been, sorry, that was Phil. For anyone who has been a part of our journey over the last couple of years, we want to say thank you. To those people who have recently joined our community, we want to say a massive welcome and thank you to you. We look forward to getting to know you in the community. For those of you who silently watch, you are appreciated and loved. And I just want to cheers the fact that as a community, we are growing, we are getting stronger. And I am hoping over the years to come that we will be able to bless each other in the comments. And who knows, maybe in a few more live chats. While my coffee's in my hand, I'll take a sip. Some of the things that we learn about Barcelona just as we start to land the plane and this trip. This trip was really different for us. It was a shorter trip to Europe than we usually do, but it was also probably one of the most relaxed trips. The older we get, the more that we feel like we need to um, just have things flexible, not over plan things. We've had trips where I've planned it so heavily that we've been on the ground in Europe for 18 or 19 days, and I haven't given us time to breathe. We've got home to Australia and gone, "Really? What did we do? How did we go?" And this trip, I feel like we really got the balance right. We had times where we could slow down, where we had slow mornings. We did a couple of day trips out of Barcelona that gave us time on trains that, yeah, they were early starts, but we also ended up being days that we'd flipped it and that worked in our favor because the day that we went to Tarragona, which I would recommend if you're near Barcelona, everything was closed, but you can still see the stuff from the streets. So we weren't trying to cram in seeing inside all of these monuments and ruins, but we were just taking them in from the street. We did a great walking tour, audio walking tour with that, and that was really good. Yeah, so things were pretty great from that point, from a relaxing point of view. And then because we were on the cruise and they were a lot more minor ports and we chose to keep them on the minor ports, we didn't go into Marseille. So we only spent a couple of hours off the ship, and that was really, really good. It really slowed things down. We didn't do all the things that everybody else says you must do in a destination, but we're very much learning to tailor a destination to our likes and dislikes. And we're hoping that as time goes on, that we will learn how to share that in a way that helps you guys to travel the way you want to do, to be able to budget and plan a trip that brings you guys closer together as a couple or with whoever you're traveling with, and make great memories along the way. Just before we go, I want to acknowledge a couple of my long term and very prevalent commenters that have that really let me know that they're getting quality out of our videos, that are turning up all the time and becoming really, really good friends and acquaintances, and I'm loving hearing their stories. First up, I've already mentioned her, is Anita from I'm a Dutch Kiwi. She's in the Netherlands, and thank you for your encouragement. And for Cara from Cara and John, the Retired Travellers, thank you for your encouragement and the way that you have enjoyed this series. And if you do get to Barcelona, let me know. I want to watch your series too. And Janine, a friend of mine who constantly is in the chat, in the comments, saying hello and commenting. I want to thank you for your support, and for all those other people that take the time to comment, like, or who have even subscribed to my channel and come back to watch other things. I want to say thank you to you, and always say hello. I'm ready to say hello back. But if you don't want to do that, that's perfectly fine. I want to thank you guys for joining me today. It's just a quick one. It's a new thing for me. Maybe something that we do again in the future. Let me know in the comments below if you're watching this on the replay, how you found it. And thanks for joining us. If you haven't subscribed and you'd like to join us for our travels, we've got a fair bit of Australia coming up in the next 12 months. We focus on Australia and Europe travel mostly. My passion is Europe, but we also love Australian travel as well. That is our own backyard after all, and a beautiful place to explore. As always, thanks for joining us. Travel brilliantly. Bye.